Part question. What about pumping the air out?
Yes, pumping the air out. Yes. First of all, you should always try to finish your wines, but if you can't, you want to preserve it for the next day. You can use the liquid nitrogen. They call it wine preserve, and it's just a spray can that you can buy in a lot of wine accessory stores or in the LCBO. And all you have to do is give it 2 quick spurts, and it removes the oxygen, puts nitrogen in there, and it really helps to preserve the wine and keep it fresh for the next day.
Well, we're glad that you asked those questions, Jean-Claude, and perhaps Natalie will put those on her website. And we did show you her website. It's nataliemaclean.com, because that actually gives you access to your newsletter.
Sure.
And you can read some of the award-winning writing. We now have Judy on the line. Hi there, Judy.
Hi.
Your question.
My question is, what are your preferences from South Africa?
South Africa. South Africa is an up-and-coming wine region. It's producing some really exciting wines. And if you look at a couple of wines that a couple of different grape varietals that you might not think of from South Africa. One is Sauvignon Blanc, which is another zippy, white, refreshing wine. Terrific wines are coming out of there.
And say the name again, if you would.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
It's the name of the grape, and you're going to have a number of different wineries producing it. And then the other one is Syrah, which is just another name for Shiraz.
Okay.
It's just the way they say Shiraz over there. So if you look for labels like Cathedral Cellars is a great one.
Thank you.
Now, this is the memory test.
Off the top of her head.
Exactly. Now, if you look in my free wine newsletter, I've got all sorts of labels recommended, but I'm really keen on Cathedral Cellars. And there are a couple coming out through Vintages, which is the monthly release at the LCBO of special wines that are, they're not too pricey, but they're really well made. They're coming up in another week or two.
Thanks for your question, because there is a lot of curiosity with the South African wines. Now we have Cassandra. Hi, Cassandra. Your turn to ask a question of Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. I'm a big fan of your newsletter, so thanks very much for that.
Thanks, Cassandra.
I have a dilemma. I am having friends around for dinner this evening, and we're cooking them pork ribs.
Okay.
And one friend's really into whites and one prefers red. So I was wondering what you would recommend.
Oh, great question.
Our producer just said beer. Beer,
that's
sorry,
great.
It's too funny. I have to do it.
Or rosé.
That's right.
No. It depends on how many guests you have. I don't know if you have the number of guests would allow you to have one red and one white, Cassandra?
Oh, we're pretty good at finishing our bottles.
Good woman. So if you want with pork, it also depends on how it's prepared, the sauce that you're using. Is it going to be spicy or creamy or just sort of grilled? Or
it's going to be baked and then baked in its spicy marinade and then barbecued.
Oh, nice and flavorful.
Yeah.
So a couple more room places at the table. That sounds really good.
Exactly. Invite us. So I would go with a full-bodied white for those who like the whites. So maybe a nice round Chardonnay or a really herbal, grassy Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. And then in the reds, you want something full-bodied, like the California Zinfandel is going to work, an Australian Shiraz. Australian Shirazes are wildly popular these days, and so a couple of labels just to remember, Yellowtail and Yalumba. Okay. They're great values, too.
Perfect. We're going to try and sneak in one more call.
Okay.
Thanks for that. Have a great dinner party, Cassandra. We have Maggie on the line. Maggie, we're going to ask you to be really quick. Maggie, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you ask Natalie a real quick question?
Okay, yes. I'm having a summer wedding.
Oh, congratulations.
And after the ceremony, which is outside, I wondered what kind of wines that we could serve.
Excellent question.
Outside summer wines. You know, there's nothing more lovely at a wedding than a nice sparkling wine or a rosé sparkling wine. From California, you have Rotadera, which is just the best value out there, I think. It's about $25, $30. So champagne is always more expensive, by the way, or sparkling wine when it comes from California.
Depends on how big the wedding's going to be.
Exactly. But it's lovely. And you can put a few strawberries or raspberries in the top. It's very festive, very beautiful. Toast. Yeah, again, a nice light white from Niagara, perhaps. Some of the Rieslings like Vineland Estates, beautiful white sippers.
And it's interesting, you've made so many suggestions for Canadian wines.
Oh, yeah, I'm a keener on Canadian wines. We've got great values. They're some of the most underpriced wines on the shelves, and they're so widely available to us right here.
That's great. Now, a couple of people have referred to the newsletter and to Natalie's website. We're going to give you a chance to see that again. And a lot of the wines you've mentioned today, because it's hard for everyone to grasp so quickly on the fly, a lot of those wines are listed on Natalie's website. It's at nataliemaclean.com. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll have you back again.
Thanks a lot, Leanne.